The recent conflict between Israel and Hamas has left a trail of devastation and heartbreak, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble and countless lives shattered. Amidst the ruins, a group of American families faces an agonizing ordeal. Their loved ones are held hostage by Hamas, adding a personal and deeply emotional layer to the already complex situation. Desperate for their safe return, these families are making an unprecedented plea to the Biden administration, hoping that their voices will be heard amidst the cacophony of international politics. They are urging the president to negotiate directly with Hamas, leaving Israel out of the equation, believing that this approach could bypass the usual diplomatic gridlock. These families believe that direct negotiation offers the swiftest and most promising path to reunite with their loved ones, who they fear may be in grave danger with each passing day. They argue that involving Israel would only complicate the process, potentially prolonging the suffering and uncertainty that they are already enduring. Their pleas highlight the agonizing human cost of this conflict and present a stark dilemma for the Biden administration, which must balance geopolitical strategy with the urgent humanitarian needs of its citizens. As the world watches, these families continue to hold vigils and rallies, drawing attention to their plight and seeking support from the broader community. Their unwavering hope and determination serve as a poignant reminder of the human stories behind the headlines. The family's plea reached the highest levels of American power. They secured a meeting with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. During the meeting, they conveyed their anguish and urged the administration to explore all avenues, including direct negotiation with Hamas, to secure the hostages' release. The meeting underscored the gravity of the situation and the immense pressure on the Biden administration. While the administration expressed sympathy and promised to prioritize the hostages' safe return, it stopped short of committing to direct negotiations with Hamas. The meeting ended with no concrete promises, leaving the families in a state of limbo. Direct negotiation with Hamas presents a thorny dilemma for the Biden administration. On the one hand, it offers a potential lifeline to the American hostages. By engaging directly with Hamas, the U.S. could potentially bypass some of the complexities and roadblocks that come with involving Israel. However, such a move carries significant risks. Hamas is designated as a terrorist organization by the U.S. Direct negotiation could be interpreted as legitimizing the group and undermining efforts to isolate it. This could have far-reaching consequences for U.S. foreign policy in the region and beyond. The Biden administration has repeatedly emphasized that Israel remains a crucial partner in efforts to secure the hostages' release. Israel has extensive intelligence on Hamas and its operations. This information could be critical in any negotiation process. Moreover, the U.S. is acutely aware of the need to maintain its strong alliance with Israel. Excluding Israel from the negotiation process could strain the relationship and damage U.S. credibility in the region. The administration is treading carefully, balancing its commitment to its citizens with its strategic interests. Section 5. Navigating a complex relationship. The hostage crisis comes at a delicate time for U.S.-Israel relations. The Biden administration has, at times, expressed differences with the Netanyahu government over issues like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and Iran. The hostage crisis adds another layer of complexity to this already fraught relationship. The Biden administration is acutely aware that any move it makes on the hostage issue will be scrutinized in both Washington and Jerusalem. The administration is engaged in a delicate balancing act, trying to secure the release of its citizens without jeopardizing its relationship with a key ally. Section 6. The quest for a broader solution. The Biden administration's efforts to secure the release of the American hostages are intertwined with the broader diplomatic push to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This complex and long-standing issue has been a focal point of international diplomacy for decades, with numerous attempts at peace and reconciliation. The administration believes that a lasting solution to the conflict is essential for ensuring the long-term safety and security of both Israelis and Palestinians. They argue that without addressing the root causes of the conflict, any temporary measures will only provide short-lived relief. It is actively engaged in efforts to broker a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. These efforts include back-channel communications, leveraging international allies, and applying diplomatic pressure to bring both sides to the negotiating table. Additionally, It is pushing for a resumption of peace talks between the Israelis and Palestinians. The administration is working closely with regional partners and international organizations to create a conducive environment for dialogue and negotiation. The administration believes that a comprehensive solution is the best way to prevent future outbreaks of violence and create a more stable and prosperous region. They emphasize the importance of addressing humanitarian concerns, economic development, and political reforms as part of a holistic approach to peace. Section 7. Biden's high-stakes diplomatic push. President Biden faces a daunting challenge. The stakes are incredibly high, and the world is watching closely to see how the Biden administration will navigate this crisis. He must navigate a complex web of diplomatic, security, and political considerations to secure the release of the American hostages. This involves not only direct negotiations but also leveraging international alliances and partnerships. His administration is engaged in a delicate balancing act, trying to exert pressure on Hamas without jeopardizing the hostages' safety. This requires a nuanced approach, balancing firmness with diplomacy. The administration is also working closely with regional partners, including Egypt and Qatar, to try to secure the hostages' release. These countries play a crucial role in mediating the situation and providing channels for negotiation. The situation remains fluid, and the path forward is uncertain. Every decision made could have significant repercussions, not just for the hostages, but for international relations as a whole. The stakes are incredibly high, and the world is watching closely to see how the Biden administration will navigate this crisis. The outcome of these efforts will likely shape the geopolitical landscape for years to come, making this a pivotal moment in Biden's presidency. Section 8. Domestic pressure and international implications. The hostage crisis has gripped the attention of the American public. Families of the hostages have made impassioned pleas for their loved ones' release. The media coverage has been intense, keeping the pressure on the Biden administration to secure a swift resolution. This crisis also has significant implications for U.S. standing on the world stage. The outcome will be closely watched by both allies and adversaries. The Biden administration is acutely aware that its handling of this crisis will be seen as a test of its leadership and resolve. Section 9. An uncertain path forward. The fate of the American hostages hangs in the balance. The Biden administration faces a complex and challenging situation. There are no easy answers, and the path forward is fraught with risk. The administration must carefully weigh all of its options, considering the potential consequences of each course of action. The world is watching and waiting to see if diplomacy can prevail. The hope is that the American hostages will soon be reunited with their loved ones.